guys sent some questions over when I asked you guys a couple weeks ago, and this is long overdue. I'm really sorry about that. Been really busy trying to write a lot, doing a lot of music stuff, trying to get some stuff done. I'm really excited to answer these questions. You guys asked a bunch, and I'm really happy that a lot of questions came in. I'm sorry if I don't get to answer your question, if I didn't get to your questions. I narrowed it down to 20 questions. A lot of them kind of asked the same thing, and I tried to make sure I included the questions that were asked the most. It's 2 a.m. here in Nevada, but it's okay. Trying to fix my sleeping schedule. It's hard, but we'll get through it. And I'll get through it. So let's get started answering these questions. So the first question was asked by Sam. How many times did you audition before you got on the show? I started off with my open call audition, which I was kind of scared about. I almost didn't go the night before the actual open call audition, and I actually decided to actually do it. So I made a fateful decision that night. If I hadn't have done it, I probably would have missed out on so many great things. So there was a whole line waiting to audition basically, and I walked in, I was like,
oh my gosh, like there's so many people here.
I got really nervous real quick, and I was holding my guitar, my Ovation guitar that I played throughout the whole entire show. So once I got my turn, I remember singing my first song, which was Alaska by Maggie Rogers, You Somebody, and my original song, Aussie. So when I sang my first song, Alaska, I remember Christian, shout out to Christian if you're watching, he's one of the casting producers. I remember he was like, do you have any other songs? I'm like, sure I do. I sang You Somebody, and then right after that he called this other casting producer, David, shout out to David, and he basically called him over to hear me sing. And at that point I was like, what's happening? I'm like really scared. The scared little boy just standing in front of them, shaking, quivering. Just saw all the bad stuff, you know, and then I was like, oh man, I don't know what's going on. While I was singing it, Christian just leans over to David while I'm singing and he's just like, he's like whispering, and I was like singing my song and I was thinking of what they were saying. So long story short, they liked the 3 song choices that I had. I moved on to the next audition. There was way more auditions to go through. And that segues on to the next question, which was asked by Maddie. What's up, Maddie? What was your thought process for choosing your audition song? The thought process behind choosing Alaska by Maggie Rogers, it's such a great story, I think. She's responsible for changing my whole view on music and my original music, you know, so shout out to you, Maggie. Fun fact, by the way, after my audition, she like hit me up on Instagram and was like, I heard your audition, like it was a great rendition, I love it, keep going, Maggie Rogers' is name on my DMs, and I was like, what the heck? Never expected that to happen, but it did. She was very nice, she's an awesome person. But yeah, shout out to you, Maggie, appreciate that. I had to change cameras because I ran out of storage on the other one, so. Next question, was it overwhelming to be around so many new people, cameras, lights, etc.? Love you. I love you too. Actually, as anxious as I am, I was pretty social around everybody. You know, the thing about American Idol is that you make so many good friends. Yeah, I was very open to talking to pretty much everybody because everybody was so nice. In terms of cameras and lights though, I don't know, I wasn't used to that, obviously. Never been on a vocal television show before. That was pretty new for me, and I was nervous about that. And so just the fact that there were so many cameras everywhere and different angles and lights, like it was a different new experience for me. Kind of just went with it, you know. Next question was asked by Matthew. What was the hardest part about Hollywood Week and why? I think a lot of people know the answer to this. Like, I got no sleep during that week. The hardest part of Hollywood Week was probably when I had the duet rounds with my boy Louis. We practiced so hard for that round, and we just stayed up all night, and it was just so exhausting. I remember when we had to pick our songs, and like we had one song was Harry Styles' song, Sign of the Times, I think, and then we chose Break Even instead. And then once we chose our song, we went into the room to like practice and stuff like that. So he has piano, I had my guitar. But then like we were trying to force both of our styles into one song, which wasn't the point. We got mad at ourselves because we forgot the lyrics. That was like the worst thing ever. Can you imagine like practicing all night, all morning, just to forget the lyrics? When we were about to perform, me and Louis made a pact. We were like,
dude, whatever happens, happens. We're with each other. We'll go through it together.
And it was definitely the hardest part of that week. I really thought I was going to go home, honestly. I forgot like 90% of the lyrics, and I was just so down about that. But Louis saved most of the performance. Next question. Jillian asked, How did you pick your songs? I made sure that the songs I picked were like kind of current, but also not very known. Like throughout the show, like I kind of wanted to change it up a little bit, and I started singing pop songs, but I wanted to make my own version. When Falling came around, I remember programming a drum on my phone and like asking if we could do it this way. And same thing for Teenage Dream. Yeah, like take a pop song and make it my way kind of, but also make it very appealing. Next question. Cam asked, hey Cam, what was your favorite memory or relationship you created from the show? Favorite memory was probably when I was in Hawaii. I remember hanging out with my buds on the last night. We all went out to the beach. They all went swimming. I can't swim. It was such a chill night. The stars were out. I took up an astronomy class in college. I was looking up at the sky and I saw all these different constellations. I was like, oh, that's Orion's belt. As far as relationships go, me and Louie bonded the most together. We were roommates in Hawaii and LA too. So yeah, that's my brother for life. Emily asked, hey Emily, what's the best way to overcome anxiety when it comes to your passion? A lot of that goes into like mindset. Trust in what you love to do. If you're very passionate about it, don't let it stop you from doing it, you know? So Hannah asked, what's up Hannah? What was different going into Hawaii from Hollywood Week? I just remember trying to better myself. I practiced self-love. Yeah, I worked at it, honestly. I worked hard on building my self-confidence back that I lost during that tough time in 2019. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of myself for doing that, you know. Sparkly NYC asked, in LA before everyone was sent home, what did you guys do when not in rehearsal? I was really sick. I got quarantined in a room, and I didn't get to spend much time with the contestants. And I remember just coming back after finally getting better. I mean, so yeah, that's what I did when I was not in rehearsal. Sophia asked, who are your closest friends that you made? Honestly, I consider everybody in that American Idol family as close friends. You know, they're all great people. There's so many great personalities in one big group, so that's great. Sam asked, I actually love this question so much. It made me laugh. A lot of people ask me this question. What does Katy Perry smell like? Imagine like a field of daisies. Allison asked, what was your backstage experience? Were the producers nice? Of course, everyone was super nice. A lot of them were like really funny. We just joke around sometimes. It's a blast. It's a blast. Shout out to all the producers. You guys are awesome. Michaela says, honest opinion, how was doing Idol from home? Did you feel it took away from the experience? Yes and no. I feel like I'm saying no because it was such a new thing for us. It was kind of an experience in itself. So yeah, and yes, because we didn't get to experience like, you know, the live shows and all that, but we did get to experience this new form of TV, which is real cool. Brooke asked, what's up, Brooke? When did you realize you really had a shot to get far? Each round I made through, I always focused on that particular round that I was in. I never really thought about future rounds. I was happy that I made it through the rounds, you know, but I never really put that into my head that I was going to make it really far, you know? Long story short, I never really thought that I was going to make it as far as I did. I never set myself up for, like, disappointment, you know? If you were to sing an original, what song would you choose? I actually wanted to sing Swollen for like the later rounds, but then I never got to it. Idol Francisco asked, craziest or most mind-blowing thing to happen to you because of the show? Gaining the support and love from you guys, honestly. And I love you guys for that, so thanks. Your unforgettable moment on Idol? Oh, most definitely the Hawaii performance. There was such a difference. That was a pivotal moment for me. I really found myself as a person during that performance, honestly. Julia asked, what type of impact did Idol have on your mental health, both positive and negative? My Sunriver audition, I was literally so scared that people were gonna make fun of me for being nervous and like sweating, stuttering. I was scared that like people were gonna judge me for basically having an anxiety attack on TV. Felt like inspiring others to do what they love, like really made a positive impact on my mental health, and I felt like it was okay to be anxious and it was okay to be yourself, you know? So yeah. Zoe asked, any funny behind the scene moments? Yeah, there was just one time, it was in Sunriver again. I was already in front of the judges, right? This wasn't aired, but I was just talking to them. I was just shaking so bad. And then Katy Perry was like, why don't you just run some laps around the audition room to like shake it off? It was a joke. Like I didn't know it was a joke at the time though. There was so many things running around in my mind. I thought she was being serious. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I actually did it and I ran literally 3 laps around the audition room. And then that's when I realized that they were just joking. I thought it was funny, like, after that, you know? I just laugh it off now, but I'm glad they never aired it. So this is my last question, and it's from Keely. What's up, Keely? Did you have more inspiration for writing songs while performing and competing? Yes, I did. And it's because I was surrounded by so many talented writers and so many talented artists that I just felt so inspired to do a bunch of writing. Like, even during Idol and how busy it was, you know? Like in LA I was writing, in Hawaii I was writing. I did a lot of writing. So yeah, I did feel inspired writing songs while performing and competing. That was the last question. Thank you guys for sending in questions. See you guys. Peace.